Tennis, a sport of huge highs and devastating lows.
Travelling the world playing tennis is a hell of a job.
There's no off-season, really.
You can be playing the next week, you could be playing the next day.
But what goes into every top tennis player
Lots of pressure and loads of expectation
before they even reach the top 100 or 200?
Once you feel like you can mentally compete, you're almost halfway there.
What does it take to become the best?
Your life becomes tennis, it revolves around tennis, it's 52 weeks a year.
We all sacrifice our lives.
Behind the scenes with Britain's future game changers.
People just see the end product.
They don't see the tough times.
All these guys at the top are willing to do whatever it takes, and if you aren't, you might not get as far as your talent deserves to.
From the young guns, Ben Bartram, Felix Gill, Sonay Kartal and Arthur Fery, to doubles specialists Ali Collins and Freya Christie, and those poised to enter their prime as a player, Alistair Gray, Eden Silva, Ryan Peniston and Billy Harris. This is Beyond the Baseline.
Hello and welcome to a very sunny West London. My favourite time of year because the Cinch Championships at the Queen's Club are upon us.
Yeah, the business end of the grass court season now, and I mean, how good was Nottingham for the Brits?
It's Andy Murray again, a winner here in Nottingham for the first time in his career.
Katie Boulter, first main tour title in front of her own fans.
It's absolutely incredible. So nice to see everyone doing so well. We all work really hard with each other and it's just nice to see them doing really well.
And the grass court swing is off to the perfect start.
My name's Ryan Peniston and I'm a professional tennis player. I started playing tennis at 3 years old. My dad, he played a bit of tennis, so he just got me into it, you know, in the back garden and the local tennis club in Southend. I definitely don't come from a tennis family. I mean, my dad got into it in his 30s. I just started playing and ended up being decent at it. So yeah, kept playing and grew to love it.
It's been a remarkable journey for Ryan Peniston, from overcoming a rare form of cancer as a child to becoming one of the top 150 male tennis players in the world.
The illness that I had when I was younger had a massive impact on me and my dad and my whole family. It made us closer, definitely, because, you know, it made us realise things, you know, can be lost quite easily. We're a really close family, and me and my dad, yeah, have a special bond, you know, on and off the court. I mean, he coached me from the age of 3 to, you know, recently 2 years ago. He's inspired me a lot, and, you know, he sacrificed a lot for me to get to where I am now. So yeah, I'm very grateful for his role in my career.
Please welcome, from Great Britain, Ryan Peniston.
The grass season last year was amazing. I was able to get some of my first wins over top 100 players.
The world number 5. Please welcome, from Norway, Casper Ruud.
To play against Casper on that stage was like a dream. To make the quarterfinals in Queens and Eastbourne, and then was able to play my first ever main draw singles at Wimbledon, and managed to win a match there as well. So yeah, it was a roller coaster, and I'll never forget it.
He is absolutely flying. This is the best he's ever played.
Going through that match point, kind of your heart rate is through the roof. You're just trying to focus on a few things.
And there it is. But a day in the sun at Queens for Ryan Peniston. Victory over the number 1 seed Casper Ruud, the world number 5.
When the umpire calls the match and it's over and everyone's clapping, it's definitely a blur. You try and take in what's happening, but yeah, it all kind of just went pretty fast.
Now he can celebrate the greatest day in his tennis career.
The home crowd obviously does make a big difference. I think it's also the opportunity is what also makes the biggest difference. And so many of the players that are, you know, playing at just below tour level are really, you know, really good players. So I'm sure if, you know, guys like Ryan Peniston were, you know, given the opportunity to play at tour level throughout the year, they would regularly have, you know, big wins.
He has wins it. And look at the celebration from Ryan Peniston. And now they rise down. Britain through to the quarterfinals. It's not Dan Evans, it's not Cam Norrie, not Andy Murray. Ryan Peniston into the last 8 here. What a moment for him.
It feels like really nice to come back to the tournament. Just like, you know, stepping through the doors into the players' lounge, it's just all those feelings come back, and it's really nice. It was something that I'll never forget that week. It was crazy but amazing.
Have a good day, Chef.
Cheers. Thanks a lot.
I love it. This time of the year is unbelievable. Just playing in front of home fans. As a tennis player, you're travelling every week, and you know, sometimes you might not get that many people watching, but when you're playing at home and you know there's tons of home fans cheering you on, it's a special feeling.
Yeah, good. You got them all. You got them all here today. Freddie and Jules are here. Yeah. Ed's here.
Oh, they're all here.
Yeah, everyone's here today. Yeah.
All the Essex lot.
Good luck. Good to see you. And you. Good luck today, mate.
Before Ryan can step out in front of the home crowd, there's another Brit about to take his first steps on these West London grass courts.
Good morning.
Morning, mate.
I'm Billy Harris from the Isle of Man, and I'm 28 years old and currently ranked 311. The grass season was great, really. Started off training with Andy. That gave me a bit of confidence after practicing with him. The challenges, I had a couple of good wins here and there, and then I was lucky enough to get a wild card into Queen's qualifying. I drew Lestien, who was 65 in the world first round. It was a tricky match. I mean, he's so unpredictable in how he plays.
Lestien taking advantage of the opportunity to serve first here, looking to impose himself. The service from Lestien. Harris with the forehand down the line. He's moving up the court. The volleys into the net. Doesn't go his way. Still looking for answers. Lestien with the serve to the backhand of Harris, and it's just not going the Brits' way right now.
First set, I went down 6-3 and then managed to find a bit more rhythm and went for my shots a bit more, and he lost his head a little bit at the same time, which helped.
As these rallies lengthen, there's a sense that Harris is starting to find his feet and also getting under his opponent's skin.
Just fought for the third set and managed to get the win in 3 sets.
Harris serves tee to the forehand, and that return is sailing long. It's a career best win for Billy Harris to see him into the second round of qualifying.
Glad to get that last game. It was up and down, but got there.
An unusual story coming out of this year's Cinch Championships after world number 14 Tommy Paul and former champion Grigor Dimitrov, who share an agent, were not entered for the event due to an administrative error. Both will therefore have to play 2 qualifying matches to reach the main draw.
Played Tommy Paul second round, which was a bit unexpected as he was 14 in the world at the time, I think. In the first set, I had a slow start. I could feel his level and consistency straight away.
Harris getting burned at the baseline, the kind of level you'd expect from an opponent who made the semi-finals of a Grand Slam tournament earlier this season. Not the cleanest backhand, but a quality set from Tommy Paul, underlining his level at the beginning of this match.
The second set, I also had a poor start to that.
Not for lack of effort, but no real change of fortunes for Harris in this second set. It's all Tommy Paul.
Managed to get it back, made a bit of a match out of it, but yeah, it was a tough ask to beat him.
So a straight sets win for Tommy Paul in a match he probably wasn't expecting to play. Not to be for Billy Harris on this occasion, but he'll surely have learnt a lot from his higher ranked opponent.
great experience to play someone that high up in the rankings. Glad that I got to play him. I think that helps me going into Wimbledon qualifying.
No place in the main draw for Billy, but for Ryan, the world number 37, Hugo Humbert, awaits.
It's a big opportunity to play good players and to have the home support as well. It definitely gives you that chance to bring out your best tennis.
Ryan Peniston, very, very impressive so far.
For the British players on the grass, that is the hot pot of pressure, and you have to learn to manage these things. You have to learn to perform with it and use those benefits to your advantage. It can be really difficult to stop.
Draws the mistake again, and has that break, and has a toe in the second round at Queen's here. And Ryan Peniston is doing it again at Queen's Club. What a happy place this is for him. A place of sunshine and smiles, a handshake at the net, and another big scalp taken.
We've definitely seen the belief and the smile that comes out when you win. What is making that difference to you, do you think, particularly when it comes to grass courts?
I mean, the home fans, I think, and the environment just...
Well, it was a fantastic performance. 6-4, 6-2, beating the world number 37. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Peniston.
Thank you.
Yeah, feel great. Feels great to be through to the second round here at Queen's, and yeah, and enjoyed a lot being out there in front of the fans and on the grass. So it was an amazing day.
Well done, huh? Well done, mate. Warmed it up for me out there, huh?
Whilst there's no women's draw at the Cinch Championships, the WTA competitions continue across the LTA's summer calendar, with events in Nottingham, Birmingham and Eastbourne. And it was a grass court season to remember for new British #1 Katie Boulter, winning her first WTA title in an all-British final in Nottingham. This headline-grabbing win meant she was in demand with the world's media as she arrived on the south coast.
And can you reflect on that amazing week in Nottingham and sort of talk us through how things clicked into place for you?
Yeah, it was a crazy week for many different reasons. Obviously, I had no expectations going into it.
And Boulter books her place in the semi-finals here in Nottingham.
I'd been given British #1 at this point on the Monday, and I wanted to live up to expectations, and I had a lot of British players to play.
And Boulter has booked her place in her first ever main tour final. And she's done it here at a home tournament.
Sometimes that can be difficult, and sometimes you can take it in your stride, and that week I took it in my stride and worked really hard and found a way to win.
A week that Katie Boulter will never forget. Her first main tour title in front of her own fans. It simply does not get any better than that. And that is a lovely moment.
It was a very special feeling because it was Nottingham and it was my home tournament, so it doesn't get any better than that.
And I mean, it must be such an incredible time to be a British tennis player at the moment. All of these incredible tournaments. How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, we're super lucky, and I think we're all very grateful for the opportunities that we get, and hopefully I can go out there and play well.
The highlight for British fans today is a second round meeting between Ryan Peniston and world number 6, Holger Rune. Could we be looking at another upset by last year's quarter-finalist?
Bros, warming up my opponent, what's that about? What's that about? Come on, bros. Done me in.
Go Ryan, let's go buddy. Let's go Ryan. Come on buddy, let's go.
Please welcome from Great Britain, Ryan Peniston.
Holger Rune to get us underway. Stiffer task today for Ryan Peniston.
Holger served really well today. I didn't really get much look into any of his service games. He seemed pretty composed and yeah, hats off to him. He seems to have improved quite a few bits of his game. The more matches I get to play against these guys at that level is a positive for me. So to try and get used to that level, used to playing those guys is great, and just makes me want to do it more.
Peniston serving, he sends the kicker into the backhand of Rune, backs off for the off forehand, and Rune already on the stretch as Peniston moves up the court. He dips the volley, he's ready for another. Oh, he likes that one, what a winner. Peniston with the serve into the forehand of Rune, chop back deep. He's recovered positioning at the baseline. The backhand from Rune into the forehand of Peniston. Down the line, Rune responds. Peniston stretched off the court. Rune with the drop shot. He's closing behind it. Peniston's raced up the court. Here's the lob. He has to back off. Oh, it lands and he won't track it down. That is total class from Holger Rune. He's a top player of the moment, and he's the top player of the day. Holger Rune, a step too far for Ryan Peniston.
I was happy with how I competed, my attitude I was pleased with, how I fought. Yeah, sometimes, it just doesn't go the way you want, and hats off to Holger. He played a clean match today.
He's good, especially on grass. He moves you a lot, so I had to be strong on the sides, but as I've been willing to work on my movements a lot and on the grass this year, I just feel very comfortable and happy on how I could handle the situation.
No return to the quarter-finals for Ryan this year, but for Billy Harris, there's a chance to rub shoulders with some of the greats.
If you're hanging around somewhere like Queens and you're out of the tournament, you can put your name down on a sheet. You just get a text message saying Dimitrov wants to practice or Alcaraz needs to warm up.
Being around some of the best players in the world and getting to play against them, it's an invaluable experience. So get on the practice court with as many of them as you can as well, because you don't always get that opportunity at some of the lower level events. So yeah, even if it's match warm-ups, whatever, just be around them. Just try and take in as much as you can, and really make the most of it.
Hitting with Alcaraz was obviously great to hit with number one in the world. It was pretty funny because he mentioned the match when I played him in, I think it was 4 years ago, in his last Futures tournament. I had match point and I think I hit a forehand somewhere near the back fence and ended up losing it in 3 sets. He asked me if I remembered it and I was like, yeah, I remember it. It's just great to hit with those guys. I'm not going to get any better hits than that. It was worth hanging around the locker room and got some good practicing.
Coming up next time.
We're in Vila Moura, Portugal for the World Team Cup.
I'm Bartram and I play wheelchair tennis.
At the start, I didn't have the money for flights, so I thought easiest way to get around Europe is on wheels.
Final qualifying match for the Championships, Wimbledon.
Leading out Daniel Medvedev onto #1 court.
Little girl sandwich, woke up a bit late. It's my birthday actually today.
I've gone from being a huge fan of Alfie to competing with him.
It all comes down to this, a championship point.